Hey, what is going on, guys? The name's D-Free. Welcome back to another edition of Summon or Nah. Today we're going to be talking about the latest global banner. So stick around. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on it and the banner as a whole and whether or not it's a banner you should invest your stones in regardless of the units that are available on the banner. So that's kind of what we do here. Like I said in the previous iteration of this where I was talking about the sell banner, this type of video is not really about whether or not you in particular are saving for a specific banner. I do understand that, and I will bring that up at some point. It's just more or less looking at the banner as a whole and giving my thoughts on it and whether or not it is a good banner for the average player to summon on, regardless of saving. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the units that are available on the Rising Dragon Carnival. So as always, this is a double rate banner. They say SSR summon rates are doubled in all caps and stuff. SR or higher is guaranteed, of course, as always. There was a time where Ginyu Force members were guaranteed. OG players will remember that. A lot of people that just started playing recently, they don't know what I'm talking about. But trust me, those dark times in Dokkan. 20% rates, those are god rates. Because just another little nostalgia tip. I was playing when the games rates were not even 1%, like 3%, like 2 point something. It was atrocious. I have some really old summon videos if you want to check those out. It's like I'm trying and I'm like 300 stones, no SSR. That's cool. But alas, we have 20% rates. Basically, you're getting an SR every 24 stones. So on average, I guess that means that you should get 2 SSRs per multi at least. Which whenever I do these summons personally on these types of banners, that's pretty much what I get. Sometimes I get 1 and then I get 3 or 4 next multi, and it's like it's weird. It's all luck. But the featured cards are Xeno Trunks, we have Turles, we have Majub, we have Kaioken Goku, who now rebirths. We have the Kid Goku GT, we have Majin Vegeta, we have LR Vegeta and LR Broly. They are not featured. We're going to talk about them in a minute. Xeno Trunks is an AoE. He hits everybody on the field. Very good unit for the World Tournament. With the meta being more or less focused around nuking, he can still get it done. There are other teams you can run, but I think that nuking is probably the most consistent way, regardless of item expenditure. We have Turles, who's phenomenal as a unit, and we'll talk about Turles specifically a little bit later, but phenomenal unit, great stun, great support, still very viable to this day on JP. We have Majub, very good unit once he rebirths, very bad before he rebirths, but once he rebirths, which he does, once you get him rebirthed, he's very solid. If you haven't seen the video where I talk about the super tanky STR team, I actually do show him off in there. It's called like Super PyCon Showcase, and I have him and Pan and a couple other guys in there. Kaioken Goku, the most powerful unit in just playing. Kaioken Goku gets a rebirth. Very solid unit once he rebirths as well. Not anything groundbreaking. I feel like he could have been better than he is, but he's very solid. We have Goku. We have Majin Vegeta, who's another AoE. Hits everybody. Then we have the LR guys. So, oh, didn't mean to do that. I didn't even know that it linked like that. Okay, well, that's good. For future reference, that means I don't have to do this. All right. Okay. So let's pull up. That's first form. Let's pull up LR. Actually, for the sake of this, for this video specifically, I'm still gonna use my tabs, but I may start doing that in the future if it links directly to DBZ space like that. I didn't even know. All right, we're gonna look at LR Vegeta first. Then we're gonna look at Majin Vegeta, and I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on these units. I'm not gonna go a full breakdown because I have already broke them down in my top 5 LRs video, which I've actually done 2 of those. One before they came out when Ginyu was like the newest LR, or Gohan was about to come out, and one after these guys have come out. So it shows how things are out of order on global. It's pretty funny. Majin Vegeta is out, Gohan is not out, Ginyu is not out, Battlefield is not out. It's weird. All right, so 3 key to AGL types, HP attack and defense plus 90%. Final impact is the 12 key to 17 key. Final explosion, 18 key. So Final Impact is the Mega Colossal, which is traditionally the harder hitting move. He has a rare chance to stun on both of them. Final Explosion is a colossal damage to all enemies. So basically the hardest hitting AoE, area of effect attack, that hits every enemy on the field. So that's the hardest hitting one in the game. It's fitting for it to be on an LR card. Attack plus 150% when performing a super attack. Super Saiyan, Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Pride, the Vegeta family, over in a flash, shattering the limit, and legendary power. So 16,000 attack, or pretty much rounded up. 16,000 HP, 15,870 attack, and 9763 defense. So, just quick thoughts on him, right? Like, Majin Vegeta is great for what he is. And he's definitely one of the best units available in both versions of the game, period. You know, those 90% leaders like him, Broly, Gohan, they're very good, viable units. Majin Vegeta, though, my jurisdiction on him is that he does two things. You know, he's an AoE and he's a hard hitter. He is very, very fortunate for his 12 key super to be the Mega Colossal one. Because playing with him, even on, I have videos on him, like 7-8 videos on him. You guys can see how he gameplays on different team scenarios. Playing with him is not the easiest thing to do because of the link set, which is why shattering the limit while being is actually not that bad on him if you're in the World Tournament. Because Turles, who I said I'd talk about, is a unit that has that link 2, which gives him 2 key, and he also has a passive that gives this guy 3 key and 20% more attack. So Turles pops off as being one of this guy's best friends in the World Tournament. And same goes for Kaioken Goku, AGL, which is even better because you can run this guy as a leader, run Kaioken Goku, run Rose, and you get the 90% buffs on those guys and more HP to play with. Kaioken Goku has Over in a Flash and Shattering the Limit. So, once again, 5 key for this guy. He really needs it. That's why I said he's super fortunate that his stronger super attack is the earlier one. So, basically, the sweet number for him is getting him to 17 key. And at that point, this guy is going to hit as hard as he can, which in and of itself is a bit of a shaft because traditionally with LR cards, with every other card but him, basically, their Mega Colossal is the 24 key one or 18 plus. And for more key on these guys, the more key you get, the stronger the attack is. That's why I said 17 key is going to be significantly harder hitting than 12 key on this guy. The more key you get on him, the better. But his Mega Colossal gets capped at 17 because for whatever reason, whether it's iconic or whatever the decision was, they made Final Explosion, which that's what it is. They did it because it's his signature move, signature moment. They made that his overall, you know, furthest key super attack. So he's kind of capped because his Mega Colossal can't get 24 key. Although Final Explosion, I'm not trying to make it seem like it's weak. It's still the Colossal attack. It still hits for over 1 million. So you pick your poison with that. The only real problem with this guy, and it still can stun, the only real problem with this guy is lack of key versatility because they refuse to give a lot of these units like him that just have Over in a Flash and Super Saiyan 3s. They refuse to give them Prepare for Battle, which would help him tremendously. And he's not too great on Extreme AGL, but the same could be said for Broly. I'm not going to go whole in-depth on Broly because there's nothing really wrong with Broly. 3-key STR, 90%. Colossal damage to all enemies, same thing, but Broly is inversed. He gets the Mega Colossal on 18+, and he gets the Colossal AoE to all enemies. And I just noticed, I said that Majin Vegeta is the strongest AoE. Broly is the strongest one. Actually, it's kind of weird. I need to look at the math on this because Majin Vegeta may be the strongest because the same thing I said earlier. I need to pull up the math. Somebody, I know that we've crunched the numbers in the community because like I was saying, this guy's AoE gets capped at 17. But Majin Vegeta's AoE can go up to 24 key, which would innately mean it has more output. Broly has significantly more attack, though. Jesus. When performing a super attack plus 80,000, and he loses 20,000 defense. That's a nice little cute way of saying basically defense goes down to 0, but not saying defense goes to 0. And he launches an additional attack. Super Saiyan, Saiyan Warrior Race, the Saiyan Lineage, Berserker, Prepared for Battle. Oh, hey, listen, such a nice link. And Fierce Battle, oh my god. And Legendary Power. Of course, Vegeta gets Shattering the Limit because he awakens from that story event. So that's why he gets that. This guy awakens through Dokkan medals, so that's why he gets that one. Never mind, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. So, second attack, 80,000 more attack. Loses 20,000 defense. That's the only problem with him is he loses defense. He's guaranteed to get a second attack. The second attack will always be the Colossal damage to all enemies one, the Gigantic Meteor. Even if you launch off an Omega Blaster, 12,000 HP, 18,000 attack, 9,000 defense. Broly is phenomenal. Like I said, only real problem with him is the defense down, but that's not even a death sentence. But I will tell you that if you don't one-shot the enemy, Broly does take a lot of damage back. From personal experience, he does take a lot of damage back. So he's really like all or nothing. You're gonna do a lot. And the cool thing about Vegeta is he gets a percentage boost. While 80,000 is so significant, it doesn't too much matter right now. I can see Vegeta's passive being the more, you know, just as far as the increase goes, as opposed to the second attack, the more viable one going forward as the game progresses and stuff, just because of the way that it is 150% on a massive attack stat like Vegeta's. So, all right, we broke the units down. Final verdict, guys. Okay, so looking at it here, average stones to pull Majin Vegeta right now, 907, excuse me. That equates to $2,920 per Majin Vegeta. Yes, if you pulled Majin Vegeta or Broly, which is even lower rates apparently, you were that lucky. His rate is 0.085. That is literally traditional, you know, rates for like LR Gohan on JP and these guys on JP. They literally nuked their rates down that low, and it's kind of a dick move because they at least mention that they're in the banner. I don't even think JP mentions they're in the banner, but they at least mention they're in the banner in the news, which is cool. So it's going to give you incentive to summon for them, but they're not featured. Since they're not featured, basically any of these units that you see over here on the side that also are not featured, if you pull one of these guys, you're literally getting almost as lucky as you would need to be to be able to pull one of the LRs. I mean, look at this, 0.09. Like, look at these rates. Any of these guys, see, you get down here, you're starting to look like you're more lucky for pulling these Sin Shenron's hits and stuff. That's how bad the rates are on those guys. And that's what the dick tease is with it too, because there's so many SSRs in here. Your chances of getting these guys are super bad. And honestly, it's not even like you have a freaking meteoric chance on the type-specific banners, because they recently put LR Gohan on the intelligence-only banner, but his rate was still similar. And since it was similar, despite limited selection of SSRs, there being like a third of the available SSRs that are listed on this banner, for example, because it's only intelligence types. Traditionally, that would mean that you have a better chance at pulling those individual units that you want, but since his rate was so damn low, it didn't matter. It was still kind of the same thing. I think it was a little bit better, but it's kind of the same thing. So my thoughts on this are, if you're a free-to-play player, I mean, why not try, like, you know, if you got a litany of stones saved up, why not try, you know, 3, 4, 5 singles? Fine. Don't go balls deep, because understand that the 2-year anniversary, I think, is in July, and that means Super Saiyan 4s are coming out, right? So understand that going in. Don't get entrenched in the hype from myself or my friends or my collaborators, you know, other guys in the community basically doing summons. Don't get entrenched in the hype of seeing your friends' pulls, because understand you have to be this lucky. And we didn't even talk about Broly, 61, 67, $3,000 average. You have to be that lucky. You do. It's not an easy thing to pull these guys. And if you're that lucky, more kudos to you, right? Like, I've pulled them. Some of these people have pulled them. So now, I will say some people pull them after wailing, you know, and going balls deep. My friend Dino, for example. Man has all of them, but he just goes balls deep all the time. So, you know, either way, I would throw maybe 3, 4, 5 singles at it, and that's about it. I wouldn't go too deep in it because, like I said, more banners are coming, and these banners are, these double rate banners are always, no matter who is on the banner, always a trap. It's a great chance to get an LR, but I'd honestly be more inclined to see if they're willing to feature these units again like they did with Broly. It was phenomenal that they featured Broly. I'd be more entrenched to see if they'd be able to do that, because this is not a banner that you want to go too heavy into. But either way, it's up to you. It's your account. I'm just here to give you my opinion. So thank you guys for the continued support on the channel and the series Summon or Nah. It's such a funny name. And as always, thank you for the support. And go ahead and check out DBZ Dokkan stats. It's ran by TLM, the Laughing Man. Go ahead and check it out. But have an awesome day. And thank you. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, guys.